welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited because I'm going to be showing you a whole tutorial on how to use our new Angel Curls Rose and Honey Mousse. So my hair right now, I don't even know what day this is. It's probably been like 2 weeks since I've done it. As you can see, it's dry. We have no more moisture left. We have a little bit of definition, but just because you can see definition does not mean your hair is moisturized. And vice versa. Sometimes just because you don't see definition doesn't mean it's not moisturized. It just depends on your hair. And the more that you do your hair, the more that you get to know it. So I just know my hair is not. When I squeeze it, I don't feel moisture bouncing back like a sponge. And then two, it's a little flaky and it literally feels dry. So we're just gonna go ahead and take care of that. So for shampoo, I'm going in with my Innersense Color Radiance. I love using this because my hair is colored, so it helps to protect against the color from fading, and it also helps to add more moisture. I'm also going in with my Mitchel, my tea tree shampoo, just because my scalp's been a little itchy and dry. It's getting winter time, so it's always a good thing that if your scalp is starting to flake or if it's itching too much, you can add a peppermint shampoo to your regimen and it's gonna feel so good. It gives you that salon feeling but at home. It's also just gonna give you like that minty cool feeling to really soothe your scalp. For my styler, I'm gonna be going in with the Innersense I Create Hold. It looks like this, the one that has the blue strip. I love this gel. This gel can be used for any type of wash and go, but today we're going for definition with fluff, which is like, how do you get both? Either it's defined or it's fluffy. But with my mousse, that's what I really love about it, is that it helps to make any product that you use it with give you these plumper, juicier curls. So I love how the I Create Hold works, but when I use it by itself, it makes my hair stringy and it just makes it come together so much. So by day 3, that's when it starts actually plumping out and get juicy. But I want juicy curls like immediately. So that's where I'm going in with our foam, our mousse. Had to lower that down, but yeah. So this is the mousse. So we're gonna be using this today on top of the I Create Hold. Okay, so first things first, before you get started with your wash, and we're washing in the shower, it's just easier for me, but you can do it however it's easy for you. You wanna make sure that your hair is detangled. Like I said, I have not washed, no moisture, no water has touched my hair in like 2 weeks. So like, you know, obviously I got tangles. It's not easy to get through right now. If I were to just go straight into my shower without detangling, that's how you get more mats and knots. You get severe tangling, and then when you get frustrated and try to pull it apart, that's where you can end up with more breakage. So that's why it's very important to detangle before, during, and after you're shampooing, so that you're making sure that you're getting through the tangles. It's also helping to train your curls too. We're starting to get the process of, okay, curls, we're trying to be smoothed down, we're laying down a cuticle, we're getting you in more of a smooth state, and then that will actually help to lock in more moisture too down the road. So if your wash and goes are not coming out exactly how you expect it, one way to really help is to make sure you're fully detangling before you actually shower. Alright, y'all, so me personally, and whenever I were to do this on clients or any other hair that I'm doing, all I use is water. This just has water in it. It's no conditioner, it's no oil, it's no mask. Water. Our hair loves water, right? Think of it like a sponge. When the sponge is dry, as soon as it gets water, it just swells and plumpens back up. So that's what our hair needs too. It's gonna make it soft and make it more pliable, but it also helps to save from using more products. If we're going in and using a deep conditioner before we're actually going to wash our hair, because we gotta wash that out anyways, now we just use like a whole nother treatment. So our conditioner that could have lasted a little bit longer, we're using it like twice basically versus using it that one time for the wash. So I like to honestly show that you can detangle your hair with just water, and this is all you need to do. You just spray your hair all around. Make sure at least all of it has some type of dampness. It doesn't have to be like wet, not wet, it can be damp. As long as it's damp and you start to see, okay, your curls are movable and they're pliable.
It's pitiful that when I'm with them other I pretend it's you.
But honestly, like, the more saturated, the easier it does become. So now you can see as I put the water in, now it's like super flexible. I can just use my fingers to pull apart my hair. And that's pretty much the main thing that you need to make sure you're doing before you get in the shower. Pull it apart first with just your fingers. And if your hair is like super thick, if doing this in sections makes it easier, by all means. But I'm showing y'all how easy it is with just water. I think a lot of people think we need to use a lot of pre-poo and a lot of all these products and things before we actually wash our hair. Honey, you got it in your faucet. Now it's all fluffy. Now it's a lot easier to get through. So now I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb. This is actually a coconut infused comb by Cricut. It's super sturdy, so I love it. It doesn't move, it's not flexible, so it gets through tangles like easy. And I'm just gonna comb through just to get that shed hair out now. So it's one thing to just like take down an old style, like if you had 2-strand twists, it's one thing to just untwist it. But if you don't go back in and actually comb through, then you're not gonna get that shed hair out. And it's still gonna be an issue when you go and wash your hair. The shed hair is the issue. This fluffing just made it easier for it to come out. You don't wanna have to comb through like curls and coils that are actually, there. So when you fluff it out like this, it's so much easier for the shed hair to start coming out. So, like I said, you can do this in sections. For me, since my hair is pretty used to this regimen, it comes out pretty easy. And it's been like a week. It hasn't been too long, honestly. I want to say a week or a week and a half. So I don't have a ton of shed hair compared to the longer you wait, the more shed hair you're gonna have. So if you wait for like 3 weeks, if you're waiting 3 weeks in between every single wash day, every time you go to wash it, you're gonna have so much shed hair to have to comb through. And that's what makes it so much harder on actual wash day. So the more often that you're washing it, if you're washing it like once a week or once every 2 weeks, it makes it so much easier to get through all these tangles and knots, because you're not having to deal with like a month worth of shed hair. It's only like a couple weeks. And just like that, I'm through. And this is the shed hair that came out. Now this obviously is not all of the shed hair that's in there. It's not the only shed hair that's gonna come out. But you wanna at least give it a start, because now when I go to shampoo, it's actually gonna lather up more and it's gonna be able to spread and get through all of my hair a lot easier. So starting off, we're gonna take our shampoo and really make sure you lather it in your hands first. Make sure it turns white like that. And then you're gonna apply it, just kind of get it on your hairline, scoop it up like a ponytail, and start working it through. And you want to make sure you're doing gliding and smoothing motions. So immediately I'm going in and dragging my hair down. I'm smoothing it down, opening it up, and gently raking through it. So just start opening up. You see how the hair is like webbing and tangly. So this helps make it so much easier to actually get through and make sure your entire head is cleansed. And this is part of the curl training process. It makes your curls so much shinier, hold more moisture, hold more definition, and gives you longer lasting wash and goes. So before I even start scrubbing my scalp, I'm going in and detangling and smoothing. And once you smooth it through, that's when you can start tackling your actual scalp. And you want to alternate from scrubbing and pulling and smoothing. Scrub and then you smooth. Second shampoo with the tea tree, going in again, and you'll see it lathers up so much more now because it's the second shampoo. The first shampoo is just to remove like the first layer of dirt, and then the second one is to really cleanse your hair and scalp. So you want to shampoo at least 2 to 3 times. I'm going in and still smoothing, separating, and working that hair down. As you can see, there's no frizz. A lot of the hair just is all going down in one place. That's what you want to do. You don't want to aggravate it and put your hair in a ball or rough it up, because that's going to mess up your cuticle and make your hair not lay flat.
Even here when I'm rinsing, I still am smoothing and raking it down, and you see now after the second rinse how much more shiny the hair is and how it's all laying down, less frizz. It's gonna make a really good wash and go doing this technique. So after shampooing, I'm taking my deep conditioner. This is by Uncle Funky's daughter. I have a link in the description to get a percentage off if you're interested. And I actually put some red dye in here to give my color a refresh. So that's why it's a little bit pink. So you're just gonna smooth it in. You don't have to focus too much on detangling at this part. Since we detangled during the shampoo, it makes it so much easier. But what you're gonna do is put the conditioner in and then let it sit while you shower, you wash your body, shave, all the things you need to do. And that's enough to give yourself a nice deep treatment. After a few minutes, then I'm gonna just add a little bit more water to help it slip. And that's where I'm gonna start to detangle. So you section your hair off in whatever workable sections works for you. And I have my brush that I'm just gonna be going from the ends to the roots. And then I always go and follow it with my hand. I use my hand as a comb too. You really wanna make sure your fingers can get all the way from your roots to your ends with no problem. That's how you know your hair is fully detangled, when it can go from the roots to the ends and it just slips on through. Obviously, when your hair is wet, that's mainly the only time it's gonna do that. So you really want to take your time with detangling with the conditioner. This is really what makes or breaks your style afterwards, whether you're doing a wash and go, 2-strand twist, getting a silk press, whatever you're getting, this is really where it's at. Look at those juicy curls. Ah, it's beautiful. So while you're still in the shower on soaking wet hair, I'm taking a few pumps of the I Create Hold, rub it in your hands really good first, and then I'm gonna pat and then scoop it all in my hair. If you need to put more product on after this, absolutely put more product on. For me, I know what my hair needs. I know how it feels when it has enough product. So after I rake it in and smooth it, I'm all good to go.
Alright y'all, so got the gel in. What I love about this gel, you see how much it weighs it down? So my hair is automatically like just down. But this is what I'm talking about, the stringiness. Like you can see it's stringy. Like they're not plump, juicy curls. So I want to show y'all a half and half comparison of what it looks like with just the I Create Hold and my foam with it, because it makes a huge difference. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with this kind of wash and go at all. I don't think there's any such thing as a bad wash and go or wrong way necessarily to do a wash and go. It really just depends on the look you're going for. So for me, I like a lot of fluff and I like body and volume, so I like using a mousse because that's what it gives me. Mousse gives you volume and more air in your style, versus if you use just a gel, it's nothing wrong with it, but just know that you're not gonna have a super fluffy wash and go the first day. Now it'll eventually break the cast and it'll get bigger as the days go on, but starting off, it's not gonna be like, it's literally gonna dry like this, and then as the days go on, it'll get bigger, versus what I'm about to show y'all. All right, y'all, I never have my glasses on, but I have my comb just to part it out. I like to take sections that are big enough for me to work with. So my hair, with it being like medium density and the texture is fine, I don't use super small partings as you saw in the shower. So I just like a workable section. Oh, your spray bottle. So for me personally, I just like to be workable sections. It doesn't have to be super small. You just re-spritz with some water. And then it's optional which way you can comb through it first. Make sure that gel is through it, or you put the mousse on first and then you can comb through it, because the mousse honestly makes it so much easier to just comb through. We're gonna start off with one pump because I want y'all to see how much this foams up. And as soon as I put it in, it just instantly softens the hair, softens that cuticle, and lays everything down. And I'm raking like the comb with my fingers, and then I go in and I smooth it with my fingers. And then I separate it where it naturally wants to separate. So I see a space here, and then there's a space here, and smooth this space there and there. So I literally do that for the entire each little section that you take. So I'm gonna take a bigger section and I'm gonna use a little bit more foam. So it's just knowing about like your product ratio and things. If you use a big section, something wrong with that, just make sure you have product saturation. I just find that it's a lot easier for some people if they're just putting in like however much works for them. So this is like 3 pumps. Rub it in my hands first, and then we're just gonna lay that on there. And see how I didn't brush through first? So this has silk protein in it, so it actually helps to glide and make the hair a lot softer and smoother. So that's why the tangling with it makes it so much easier. And it also has aloe vera in it, so it's actively locking in that water that we just sprayed in with the spray bottle, making it so much more soft. And don't forget the edges. And then we'll just go in and smooth. You can smooth like the praying hands method. I smooth like my fingers. I just kind of sandwich them together. And you see that, how it just adds so much shine and stretch to the hair. I love that. And then I'm just gonna pick apart where the curls wanna go. This part is the shingle part. That's how you get to see every single curl defined, and that's how you can really train your curls with the wash and go. So just take your section, detangle it, and I really do like using this foam with a gel or a leave-in conditioner, at least like some kind of other styling product, because whenever you are using a mousse by itself, it doesn't matter what brand it is, how quality the ingredients are. Mousse is mousse, right? It's made mostly of water. So water will only be able to stay in your hair really for about 7 to 10 days before it evaporates. And so mousse, similar thing, you know, it's not going to be able to stay in your hair for like a full like 2-week time. Your hair is going to end up drying out a lot quicker because it's not able to hold in as much water. I mean, it's water is water. It's going to evaporate eventually. So there's only so much hydration that you can keep in at a time. So I love to pair a mousse with a styling product because it helps it last a bit longer, but you still get the benefits of the mousse, which is making your hair more plumped out and looking more juicy, and honestly I feel like more defined. And what I really like about this mousse is that it works for all textures. So I've experimented this on numerous textures, densities, curl patterns, and it works great for all of them. I'm saying wavy, silky wavy, you got coarse wavy, you have tight curls, you have coily hair, coarse coils. It works really, really good for every single hair type I've tried it on. So I'm so excited that it's finally out and that you at home get to try it. But just keep in mind, you know, if you're using it by itself, you're not gonna get the best results because it's not gonna make your style hold as much hydration as it needs to for a wash and go. Now, if you wanted to, you could, oh, got a little tingle. If you wanted to, you could use this by itself if you were doing 2-strand twists. That's definitely an option. But kind of same thing. I mean, you're gonna get way more moisture, hold, and definition if you at least use a leave-in conditioner when you're doing the twist. At least leave-in. I wouldn't say a gel, because gels when you're doing twists, it's not the best thing. You would want to use more of a custard because it's more flexible. But with using it with a mousse, it just helps make the twist so plump and juicy, and it makes it hold really, really good. Ooh. So that's definitely another way that you could use it. That's the only time I really would use a mousse by itself, is if it's in twist or something. But for wash and go, it depends on your texture. The tighter your texture though, the more hold that you need. So if you have really tight coils, then you're probably gonna have longer lasting wash and goes with a gel versus using just a foam. But if you have more of a loose curl pattern and you don't mind frizzy hair, and honestly if you wash your hair like twice a week type of thing, or if you're like always getting it wet or something, like let's say you're swimming or something, then it's definitely okay for you to go ahead and you know, use just a mousse. Like that really, it's like I said, it just depends on what you're looking for exactly with your hair. It's no right or wrong, it's just knowing that, hey, if I got tight curls and I want this to last for 2 weeks, you want to use something more than just a mousse. Okay. Alright, so I hope y'all can see what I mean when I say more plump and juicy, and then this is more stringy. So I'm gonna do the other side like this now, and then we're gonna go and sit under the dryer and have it set. All right, y'all, so we got the products in. So what we're gonna do before we go into the dryer, do a nice shake. That's gonna help break up the curls, and so that they all lay pretty good, just naturally, so it doesn't look like all the partings and things that you did. Makes it look like on purpose. And yeah. So we're just gonna sit under the dryer. If you don't have a dryer, you can air dry and then diffuse, or you know, take a nice walk when it's sunny outside to help it dry more. I think that it is best though to use an overhead dryer, because that's gonna lock in all the products that we just put in. That's gonna lock in the water that we just put in, so our hair can stay more hydrated, and that's what's gonna really help your wash and go last for 7 to 10 full days. So me and Cece made it out to the dog park. My hair is 100% dry. I haven't broken up the cast yet, because the more you keep the cast in, the longer your hair can last. But I will break it up in a little bit for y'all to see. But for right now, I'm loving the definition. Still got lots of movement. That's my baby girl. So this is my hair day 5. I've been wearing it all week. It's rained a few times, and I broke up the cast on the 2nd day. And yeah, you know, it still has a lot of fluff. I got some frizziness. Some of the curls got unfrizzy, like this middle section and a little bit in the front. But it's honestly not bad. Obviously still wearable. And it's just so bouncy and movable, but it's so soft. Like, it is pillow soft. That's what I'm really loving about the hair. In the back. So yeah, this piece was like a little bit overstretched when I did my mini pineapples, but that's how I slept, just mini pineapples, and just gave it a nice shake and fluff. And yeah, I think it's gonna last. I'll do my hair on Saturday, so I'll do it in a couple more days, but yeah, it did good. It did good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.